we're now finally had something to eat and more coffee, and now we're going to do the drive around route. So we hopefully be seeing some spectacular creatures pretty soon. Please excuse Fox in the back singing "Lion can't catch me, no 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 no." Right, okay guys, sorry about that. We lost signal there. Yeah, ready now, thank you. So, oh look, you got ostriches over there. You can see them clearly. Paddock of ostriches. And yeah, we're entering now into the main part. Oh yeah, got the white rhino there. Can't see it yet, obviously. So, you know, these are endangered species, and it's just as well that they're kept in these places. Oh no, there you go. Have a look over there. Can you see? Right, I'm sorry. This phone keeps disconnecting from the camera, so I'm not sure what's going on. So there's one of those Jeeps that I was telling you about, with the number plates with the animals on it, and that denotes what paddock they should be in or enclosure they should be in. And so we're going around now. I think, wasn't it African elephants you said, Hazel? Asian elephants we got here. Okay. So we've got some Asian elephants coming up. And you'll notice that they're fantastic animals. Absolutely beautiful. Very intelligent. And the thing about these guys as well, it's the African elephant, I think, Hazel, isn't it, that has the ear shaped like the continent of Africa? Is that right? Yeah. And there you go. And I think it's the African. Is it the African elephant with the bigger ear or the smaller ear? Yeah. Yeah. So there you go. There's the elephants. Pretty cool. Another line of people. Let's go this way. So we're going to the carnivore area now. And I've got a very funny, well, maybe not funny, but I've got a story about something happened here years ago with a friend of mine. Well, actually, I'll say associate of mine. He worked here as a keeper. I think they call them rangers here. They sort of give themselves that name here. And he worked in the carnivore area where the lions are. Let's turn you around a second. And he worked in the carnivore area where the lions were. And what he did, I'll show you these gates, because these gates are an integral part of the story. I'm not going to tell you his name because he's no longer a zookeeper. You can see these great big Jurassic Park type gates here. Now obviously that denotes that there's something quite dangerous beyond there, and this is like an airlock. We call them airlock systems. As you can see it, one gate opens, one closes, and then as the other opens, the other one closes. It's all for safety measures. Well, he did something one day with one of the Land Rovers. He brought the Land Rover in here. I think, was it this one, Hazel? I think it was this one. And what happened was he brought it out. I mean, some of the things he did are just crazy. But he brought the Land Rover out, and in bringing it out, hang on a minute, guys. Yeah, in bringing the Land Rover out, he stalled it between, yeah, I always do the window up, carnivores. He stalled it right on the gate system. And of course, luckily enough, the animals couldn't, they were coming closer and closer, and he got the Land Rover jammed right in between the gate and the closing, the pillar. So he couldn't close it, and the tigers were coming closer and closer and closer. But luckily enough, I think they got it started, but he did quite a bit of damage to the vehicle. Yeah, and when I spoke to other keepers that were here at the time, he wasn't flavour of the month. But never mind, never mind. So now we're going to go into the, I think this is tigers here at the minute. I think they're Bengalis, I think, in here, because obviously you have different subspecies of tiger. These are Bengalis, and these are absolutely stunners. Let's see if we can see. You just see one over there, I think. See his head popping up, or her. Yeah, she comes right. If we just look, kids, there you go. She's just something piqued her interest. There you go. What an absolutely beautiful animal. Although not so good when they're laying on top of you and they put you in hospital, I'll tell you that. But what an absolutely graceful and stunning cat. So there you go. What a real beauty. And of course, the thing about these guys is it is said that the markings on their coat is actually like our fingerprint. It's special to each cat. So each marking denotes a particular cat. Some more over there, if you can see. He's got his back to us. Let's see what's out here. What's out here? Can't see any out here at the minute. No, I don't know why. Normally out here, aren't they? Anyway, I'll get back to you in a second, guys. Tigers as well is that they've got a great way of communicating with each other. And when if you want to show friendliness towards one and get them to reciprocate, what you do is you do this. It's called go, and that's called proosting. And that's just a way of communicating between you and the tiger, and it shows a rapport. We used to do it with our big cats, and they used to give it back to us. They used to reciprocate. So all good. Now let's have a look at this. These are the type of jeeps I would have been driving.
Man in the van being asked, why does it look like animals in the back?
Oh really? Oh right, it's something they were doing. That was doing. So that van there's got live animals written on the back, and apparently Hazel was saying that the ranger there, the keeper, was questioning him as to what he had in the back or if he had anything. So let's have a look. So Hazel just told me a minute ago that the tigers are in their paddocks today, or in their enclosures, so they're not out. But we are going to be leaving hope the lions are outside. Let's have a look. Right, leaving the tigers, going into the, see, look right there, that's the ranger station. So hopefully the lions will be out. Oh no, hang on, have they changed it around, or was it like that before? Oh, actually this could be wolves actually. Wolves and bears, black bears I think they've got here. Where?
There's bears under the tree over there, look.
Oh, there's a wolf there. Oh, there you go. So that's a North American black bear over there, guys. And they're considered to be amongst the most ferocious. But a guy did a documentary where he lived with them for a few months. And it turns out that they befriended him and he befriended them. And they weren't as aggressive as most people perceive them to be, like all animals. People have the wrong perception of them. And then over here, what we have North American wolves. We've got one North American wolf. No, there's two. And these, look at those, aren't they stunning?
The wolves over this side,
and as you know, guys, these are the animals that I worked with for all those years.
They're so cute.
They're very beautiful.
No, can you see the wolves over there?
The wolves are very cute.
So these are North Americans. I used to look after the Europeans. You'll see them in a second, hopefully. And the main difference I used to think was that the European wolves, the head structure was different. They look more like, if you can picture Crichton off of Red Dwarf, they look more like Crichton. So there you go, there's the wolves. So there's a North American wolf there, absolutely stunning. And you've got one just over there, as you can see. Right there, just above my finger. So there's another one. They're having a little bit of a siesta, a little bit of a nap. There you go, absolutely gorgeous. And you'll always get crows or ravens near wolves, and the reason for that is, and they're always, you know, associated as well with wolves because they stay close to the wolves because they have the last pickings and peckings from the carcass. And just to prove a point, I'll show you. There you go. Do you see that? See that? So that's what they do. That's why you always find these close to wolves. And what wolf cubs do when they're very young, they try and pounce and spring on the ravens, and then eventually they get used to them and they sort of coincide. I guess it's like a symbiotic relationship that they have with the wolves. So there's quite a few different subtypes of wolf. I think they got it down to about 5 last time. but they keep chopping and changing. I think it started out at 24 and then it came down, and it wasn't the case that they were different subtypes, it was a case that they didn't realise the amount of land mass that wolves could travel, and a wolf's natural territory can be up to, well, as in the case of Arctic wolves like Canis lupus arctos or Canis lupus orion, it can be up to 1,000 square miles. So, you know, it depends on what the prey base is like, the food is like in their territory, because the scarcer the food, the larger the prey base, because they need to incorporate it. Right, so we're going to have a look at some black bears, I hope, in a minute. They are super cute. Not as cute as the wolves. So that's their hangout, their hide there. And let's see. He might be stealing animals, Hazel. That's what he might be doing. He might go out, he might have a lion in the back. Let's have a look.
I reckon there's a bear in that shed.
I reckon there is a bear in that shed. I think the last time we were here there was a bear in that shed or two.
Perhaps he's tied in there.
Last time we came there was a bear digging a hole.
I think there was, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Right, let's have a look. Oh, there's one up there on the log.
Oh yeah, look. Can you see up in the tree at the back?
So there's a bear up there on the log, guys. Let's see if we can swing around and get a little bit closer. So these are the North American black bears. They're absolutely stunning. Let's have a look. If this chap or lady move out of the way. I'll try and get a bit closer.
Dead
It, look at his nose. Oh, he's got a big nose. I wouldn't want to give him a cuddle. Not on a first date.
They're so cute.
They are gorgeous, aren't they?
Oh, that's his bum. That's his leg. I thought it was his nose. It's
Oh,
his
so
leg.
did I.
That's the other end. His head's the other end.
Oh, look at him. Or her.
Look,
Absolutely stunning. What a corker.
they're bears.
Hope you can see that, guys. Hope you can see her or him. Beautiful. I don't know what else is in here now. I think we're more or less there. But this is the enclosure.
Look at those big bare paws.
Oh, look at those
Big
massive,
feet.
massive paws. Imagine a cuddle from them.
Can you see his paws, Fox?
Gorgeous.
Willow, can you see his big paws? Well, fair enough.
But I can.
Yeah.
So this is the this is the enclosure that I was supposed to work in with when I start. Well, if I started here, which I didn't. But this was the enclosure. The sort of bear and wolf, or wolf and bear enclosure. The grounds are beautiful here, absolutely fantastic. So guys, as you can see up there's a lion, or lioness I should say, laying on top. Although males sometimes shed their manes as well. So it's not always females that are maneless. Can't really see them at the minute because they're so well disguised that you just pick them out. But obviously that's part of their ambush technique. Lay low in tall grass. See the tail flashing, swishing up and down there. That's part of the pride, but I can't see the rest of them.
I haven't got a massive pride here,
Did they ever used to have a massive pride here?
Are you going to bring back the tray?
Yes.
Yes. Now here we go. Let's have a look. See if we can see what we can see here. You can just see their ears. See their ears. They're just having a lazy day, and who can blame them? Oh, there you go. So lioness is just lifted. Well, you can see, can't you? So these are African lions, guys. These are absolutely stunning. And a lot of people labour under misapprehension that it's the males that are the hunters. It's actually not. It's the females. They're the ones that go out and do all the work. Topical, I know, but they're the ones that go out and do all the hunting. And then they bring it back, and the male lions disenfranchise the females from the food. They take it off of them. But that's what they do. And when I was a zookeeper, we used to hear the roar of a lion, and we used to have a lion that you could actually put your arms around his neck, and when he used to roar, you could feel the rumbling and the tremor going through him, through his voice box, through his chest, into yourself. It was amazing. It was, and the loudness of it. When you imagine you can hear a lion roar, and it travels for miles. And imagine being your head and your ears on the chest of or the neck of a lion, or even the head of a lion, waiting for it to roar, and to feel the power surge through you is just fantastic. So I don't think are there any more lions in here? I'm not sure actually.
They keep them small.
They do, don't they? They sort of, what do they call it? They corral them, don't they? Right, so it turns out they've got a new male here. Was he Jojo or something? And they're trying to introduce him to the pride now. You can just about see him there. We will get a bit closer. Kids, if you have a look, you see the male lion here. He's new to the zoo, to the park. There you go. He's gorgeous.
At the size box.
Absolutely blisteringly gorgeous. Although you wouldn't want that coming through your cat flap, would you? There you go. So the male lions are notoriously lazy, as you can see, but majestic. Right, so we decided to bring the kids here to the wildlife park today, and what are they doing? There you go. They're right in the back playing, or Fox is playing Dr. Panda on an iPad.
Hey, why is that saying hello?
Oh, you just saying hello to the lions?
No, why is Dr. Pan saying hello?
Dr. Panda saying hello?
Yeah, he's saying hello to me.
Oh, okay. Well, ask Dr. Panda if he can give us the money back that we've wasted bringing you here today. This is it with kids. No appreciation. That's what's wrong with the world, right? This is absolutely wrong with the world. The fact that you've got nature on your doorstep, whether it be out in the countryside or whether it be a zoo or a wildlife park, you take them out to give them a taste and a look at the real world and look at the wonders of nature, and to look and drink in the beauty of her. And what do? They stick themselves on a bloody iPad in the back playing Dr. Panda. Why look? You are, of course. But why on earth would you want to look at some animated blinking panda that doubles up as a doctor when you can see, well, not real pandas, or well, red pandas maybe. They got red pandas here? Possibly. But why do that? What a waste of money. What an absolute waste of money. I said, if he's not into animals, not my son. Don't know where we got him from. See if we can get a refund. So if you look over there, guys, you can see the zebras, or zebras as we call them over here. And these are grevies. There's 5 different subtypes of zebra. I used to look after the birchals, I think were the ones I looked after. There's also grants. And off the top of my head, I can't remember the last 2 subspecies. But these are grevies. And they're pretty cool. And the idea of their markings is that when they're in a herd on a savanna, it blends. It like acts like not so much camouflage. Well, camouflage against each other, but it makes them harder to pick out as individuals for predators. So that's what happens. It confuses the lions, because once they're in one group, they just kind of mishmash and mix together, and you can't see the outlines. Very clever. No, that's fine. So we're going to carry on up here. See what's further. Right. So now we're going into the monkeys, and these they've got some Barbary macaques in here. Very clever little monkeys. These. Although we can't see anything at the minute. They're normally hanging off your windscreen wipers, aren't they, or your boot, pulling the badges off your car. So let's have a look. Oh, there's one there on the tree stump.
There's one up there, kids, on the tree stump. Can you see?
You see there?
Your crisps. You had your crisps, didn't you?
Jeez. Where is it?
A very good friend of mine used to work with. He used to work with. Let's turn you around. He used to work with crab-eating macaques, and he had to move them on because he was telling me that they were so intelligent, so clever, and so with it that he would go into the enclosure with his keys, lock the gate behind him, obviously, and then he placed the keys down, thinking nothing of it, and then he realised that one was.
What the blooming hell are you doing?
What are you doing in the back there? Sound like there's an elephant in the back. You haven't got an elephant in the back, have we? So yeah, so what he noticed that one of the macaques was kind of distracting him, and another macaque was kind of more or less making eye contact with the macaque behind him and going like that, looking at the keys, and then looking at the lock, keys to the lock. So they obviously worked out what they were for, and he said they were so clever that he was glad when they got moved on. In actual fact, I think he might have had a hand in getting them moved on from the zoo, because it was just too intelligent. And that was a tale from a dear friend of mine who's sadly not with us any longer. And yeah, great days.
Look, there's monkeys on the top of this house over here. Look, you see the macaques?
So, right, we're looking at some macaques on top of the house.
Can you see this?
Well, if you get in the back,
Look, there's one inside. They're all winding them up.
I'll tell you what, Hazel, how did that monkey get in between us? How did you get in between? Where did this monkey come from? This monkey here. You! You're a monkey.
Willow, I'll get it for you when I can get out of the car, okay?
You
But I can't
cheeky
get out of the car
monkey.
now. Well, I don't know either, but I can't
Engrossed.
look for it now either.
Are you? Way! Making out you can read. Look at him making out he can read. Look at Hazel making out she can read. There you go. Oh, look at Willow looming like something evil in the background.
Whoever's left the iPad on needs to go and turn it off because it'll run the battery out.
That is very true. Turn you around again, guys. Hopefully we can see some macaques. So it's quite a nice enclosure, lots of tree lines. Lots of tree line. And, you know, fed, watered, sated. Couldn't be happier, these little animals.
Barbie macaques, they come.
You got to remember as well, guys, that a lot of these animals, if not most of them, are born, well, all of them really, bar a very select few, are actually born in captivity. So they don't know anything different. It's us. We try to. Okay, Fox. We're too anthropomorphic about it, and we kind of we reflect our own feelings on animals when animals aren't like that. You know, they're very resilient. This is the bit I love. See the lady there, the keeper? She's got a big stick. They don't hit them with it. They use it to brush them off. So she's got out there. Look, here she goes. She's going back to the Jeep now. There you go. Look at them, cheeky little so-and-sos. They're like kids, aren't they?
Yeah.
Naughty. That's the cutest roof rack I think I've ever seen.
Look at the monkeys and that.
Yeah, I know, that's what we're looking at.
So sweet.
There are two.
They're like bookends.
Just open their window.
Yeah, well, if they want to lose their face or a finger.
Oh. They've got their window there.
No. Stupid thing to do.
That is stupid.
Because they're idiots doing things like that.
That's really stupid.
It's completely irresponsible.
It's because they're smoking.
I kind of want the monkey to get in there.
Smoking?
Yeah, they're smoking in the car. And they've got the window open. I kind of want the monkey to get in there. A little bit.
And so,
Do you know, it makes you wonder, doesn't it? They say that we're the higher species.
You'd be sorry if they see you
Where?
sticking your hand out.
A few of us might be, but most of us aren't. We've got some antelope, bongo antelopes there, guys. Pretty cool.
Oh, you can't see it now. It's on that thing.
Seriously, look at them.
He's
Look,
looking in. He's trying to get,
He's trying to get in through the window, one of them.
Get something. Or she's trying
It's
to
like they're car surfing.
Yeah. Or she's trying to give it something.
They're cute, but they're bloody naughty at the same time.
They're trying to bounce the cars to get them to get off. The people in there, I mean.
Yeah. There's one here surreptitiously making his way towards the car. looking around nonchalantly like he's up to nothing. Here we go. Here we go. Here he comes. Here he comes. Don't move, Hazel. Don't move. Willow.
I don't know.
Look at him, little sod. Yes, he is. Right. Oh, maybe. We'll see. We'll see. There you go. There's one jumped on the car in front. It's all right as long as they sit up this. When they start stripping the vehicle, you have a problem. River dance.
The tiger again.
It's not a tiger again. It's a monkey.
Look at that.
Hey, what did we say? No more monkeys jumping on the
It
car.
does look like there's a tiger.
Some more over there. They're everywhere. I was kind of hoping for one on the bonnet at least, or yeah, on the bonnet, not on the roof, because you can't video on the roof. But unless you're on somebody else's roof, that's fine. Look at them, off to no good and up to no good. Cute little things. Actually, they can be quite aggressive and nasty. And a bite from one of them, well, you'd know about it, believe me. They can easily take fingers off. More grooming going on there. Oh, look at that, they're grooming each other, they were. Let's have a look. So we can zoom in a bit.
Baby. Oh, look.
Here we go.
Go for the car in front. Go for the
Car in front, car in front. No, he's looking at you, hang on.
Face.
Oh no, he's gorgeous, isn't he? Hang on. He's going to look up in a minute.
Can you see the slide now, Fox?
Is the other troublemaker? Hang on, let's have a look.
Yeah.
So, hang on, where is
Go on, go on.
His face, jeez.
Sorry.
Hey. 2 months.
Here we go, macaques. Probably digging up worms.
Hey. I can't see.
You can see them
see
right down
them.
there.
He's having a
You
scratch
can
over
see
there.
them.
He's off with his bum.
I can't
Open your eyes.
open
Beautiful.
Look, Fox,
Right.
Look, sit in a little seat, Fox, so you can see.
No.
Well, don't
New. Right. Right, guys. Gonna have to call that a day now because the SD card is full up, and I don't think there's much to see here really, unless we get a little bit more in the way of, or we get some primates jump on the car. I will say adios. So do you want to say goodbye, kids?
Adios.
Ooh.
No, ciao.
Ciao. What about you, Hazel? Do you say goodbye? So it's goodbye from me, goodbye from Willow, boom from Hazel. Fox, you not say goodbye? There you go. But don't go away just yet because there may be monkeys on the car. Well, let's wait and see.
Mum.
Oh, look.
Yeah.
I'm sorry about the inside of the car, guys, but obviously we can't have the windows open. We can't let Fox out there. It's not so much the monkeys coming in, it's Fox actually getting out.
Oh, look at his little ears. Oh.
Look at those little ears. Oh, they're so cute. They're so cuddly, those little ears. Look at them little ears. Cute little ear. Just looking out there. I didn't do nothing. Didn't do nothing. Right. There you go. Beautiful.
Look, they're on that car over there.
Yeah, I'm focusing on these ones here at the minute. Look how cool they are. Can you see any of the mums with the babies now, or
Yeah.
is that one over there? Is it?
That's a.
Oh, look, they're on that car. They've taken the wind.
They are sods, aren't they?
Look at that baby running.
Cheeky monkeys, hence the saying, cheeky monkeys. Right.
Can you see them on that car over there?
Yeah.